It's time to embrace it. The Community Podcast, exploring the intricacies of personal growth, mental health, and resilience in the face of life's challenges. Topics tailored for a global audience. Now, let's talk about it with your host, Bracy Goodwin.
Hey, good day, everybody. Hey, listen, thank you all for joining in to another episode of Embrace It Community Podcast. I'm your host, Bracy Goodwin. Thank you so much for joining in. And it's so good to be back here again into the studio to try to enlighten us all on some information and challenges that we just deal with in life. And that's why I'm here today. So I like to get started right away, just thanking everybody that's following. And I want to also mention, as always, I need you to follow me and the 988 suicide. I wanted to do that first, get out the way. 988 suicide prevention. I am an advocate for it. 988 is the suicide prevention crisis hotline, which is available 24/7, 365 days of the year as well. It's also in English and Spanish, so it's free conversation and it is confidential. So don't forget that you do have that avenue to chime into. But thank you again. And then also always, like always, follow me on YouTube. That's the main one. I need you to follow me. Grace Community Podcast. Facebook. Yes, thank you. Instagram, TikTok. Yes, I'm always on there. Subscribe to YouTube. That's the big one. Trying to build up that following there. So I need you to follow me on the YouTube. So you go to YouTube / at Embrace It Podcast and follow me there, and tell your friends to follow me there as well. But I thank you for those that are joining in and follow me here on the Embrace It channel. I appreciate it, and so just moving forward to next year and this year, I'm already planning on next year. And so I got so many things that I want to keep building and building and building for the community. So, but thank you all for following. So let's get right into it. The coffee. Let's buy me a coffee. That's another avenue. You can just click on that QR code there and buy me a coffee. $1, $2, anything to help support the Embrace It Community Podcast. So buymeacoffee.com / embrace it. Take a picture of that. Hold on to it, and share it with somebody. Put it on your page. Share it on your page as well. Say, buy me a coffee, help support Embrace It Community Podcast. He's really trying to make this thing happen. So like I said, you can go in there and get $1 or $2, whatever you want to give. And also, I don't know if you saw my advertisement for it, my promo on this. Once again, this is a 30-mile walk challenge, and I'm challenging those to help me fulfill this mission to stop the suicide with veterans and those that are serving in the military. I hear so many stories about that, and these challenges always come out to me. I've been doing them for now almost 2 years, these challenges, riding my bike, doing 200 miles on the bike, riding. And, we all chip in. It's not that everybody does 200 miles, but it all adds up to the mileage that they're trying to reach. So me and my dog, Bella, we go out, we do our walk, we submit our miles in that we do, and if you have a dog too, you know what I'm talking about. They love the exercise out here. So help me support this right here, this link. If you need to get in contact with me on that, drop me a comment here, and I will make sure that I'll get you the information so that you can support it. My goal is $200 that I'm trying to raise. Just $200 trying to raise for this cause here. So help me out. All right. I need your help on this. Let me see if there's anything else. Also, yes. I started doing this last week. How can we pray for you? Write us at Embrace It Community Podcast at gmail.com or leave your prayer request. You can leave it anonymously. All right. Or text the chaplain prayer line. Here's the phone number for it. It's 214-295-5628. That is the prayer line that I have for anyone. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to help us be better. Sometimes we just don't like talking to a lot of people, and sometimes you want to make it anonymous that you are dealing with some stuff. So I get it. Don't need to know your name. God knows your name. He knows your heart. So this is what I am asking you all to do. 214-295-5628. That's 214-295 5628 is the prayer line, or just leave a message. I need prayer, and whatever it is for. Just leave me a message, and I'll work with you on that. Okay, getting that taken care of because I'm concerned. All right, let me see if there anything else. I think I got everything else covered here. I want to show you a video clip, and then I'm gonna come back and bring my co-host who I have waiting for me to come on, and I'll introduce her. But I want to show you this video clip, and we're talking about consistency of peace. All right, so let's take a look at this, and I'll be back, and I'm open for your questions and your comments. So let's talk about this. That's what this is all about. All right, let's get this video going.
Consistency is not just a preference when it comes to a woman. It's a woman's peace. A man's consistency is what gives her security. It's the unspoken reassurance that she can exhale, unclench, and stop overthinking every silence. When he's consistent, she feels confident, not just in him, but in them. She doesn't need fireworks every day. She needs to know that the flame won't disappear when the wind blows. Because here's the truth. When a man shows up the same way he speaks, steadily, sincerely, and without switching up, her nervous system relaxes. Her heart softens. Her mind stops racing 1,000 miles per hour through worst case scenarios. But when the consistency fades, she begins to wonder. Questions start to creep in. Is she too much? Not enough? Is something wrong? See, inconsistency makes her feel like she has to earn what should be given freely. And that's not love. It's emotional roulette. Real consistency doesn't just build trust. It builds a home with inside her, a place where she is no longer having to question if she's safe to love you fully. Because when a woman knows you're consistent, she stops bracing for impact. She stops being in survival mode. She stops being defensive. And she starts blooming.
Yeah, uh, that part right there. Those were some things that it was brought to my attention. One of my listeners, and that's who my co-host is. One of my listeners tuned in, and we started chatting up about this. And I'm going to bring her on, and we're going to dive deep into this conversation. And I appreciate the listeners that are watching and asking questions. And I'll ask you, hey, you want to come on? And some do and some don't. Some like to just listen in the background and just say, no, I'm just giving you my feedback. I don't want to come on. But this young lady that's coming on now, she's coming on, and she is going to join me in this conversation. So will you please welcome to the stage my co-host, Sandra Whitted. She is in the San Antonio area. Thank you so much for volunteering and bringing this up to me, because when you showed me this video, I sat back and I was like, I never knew that. There were some things in there I just never knew. So these things that, and I just want to thank you. First of all, thank you. And now
You're
we're
welcome.
going we're going to let's dive into this. This is just something that I think not only just men, because I'm just saying from a man's point of view, I think we need to know this, but you will agree that maybe some women need to know this too, correct?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
I do.
So Tell me, how did this
It's
how did this how did you find how did you, what brought you to that? Tell me what brought you to that, and you tied it into my last week, talking about what is peace.
I'm not sure what brought me to that, but it was, you know how things just pop up?
Yeah,
You're
yeah, it's
thinking
like the
that it's
algorithms. Yeah, yeah.
the algorithms, and also I think someone's listening to everything
Yeah,
that we're
yeah.
discussing.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
think
absolutely.
someone's listening.
Right, right,
And
right.
when I saw that, I tied it because you had a gentleman on last week, and he
Yes.
spoke about his piece. And I never and he never got to the point to talk about a woman's side because he's a man. And that popped up, and I shared it with one of my friends. And that's something that we talk about anyway. Oh, happy wife, happy life.
That part. Yeah, yeah.
And we really think that brings a lot of meaning into a relationship, because when we're off kilter, the whole thing is off kilter.
Right. And you know what? When you say happy life, happy wife, happy life, you know what the
Mhm.
first thing we as men think about?
What's that?
Buying, doing, making sure she has just to keep her happy. This is what we think. But based on this video that I watched and got some sound advice off, it's not so. So, what does consistency of peace actually look like? It's not about eliminating stress or challenges from our lives. That's impossible and honestly not even desirable from what I'm understanding. Instead, it's about cultivating, right? An inner stability that remains steady regardless of external circumstances, job, finances, all of these things that flood us as a man, but we think that when we're flooded with this, we're not going to have peace. So what we do is try to make up for it. I remember, do you remember, you may not remember Kobe Bryant. I just thought about this when he got caught out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
when he got
do.
caught out there with that, the first thing the media started showing us that he started doing was buying her gifts, bought her this like
Mhm.
10, 12 carat ring, car. You see how we think? You see how we feel that that's the way to solve this? And it's not. Why?
Not at all. It's because there's going to be windstorms. It's going to be something that's going to take us off our I say pedestal sometimes, but it needs to be rooted. And the only thing we can get rooted is that we need our consistency is that
Yes.
peace. And our peace is definitely how you make us feel internally and mentally. And when they talk about a woman is all mental. We all mental. They talk about we're emotional. We're emotional because you make us emotional. You make
I
us
get it.
emotional.
Right,
We don't want
right.
to build. We don't want to live like that. We don't want to live like that.
How do we avoid that, Sanja? How do we avoid making y'all emotional when we're dealing with the world? We're dealing with things that's going on in the world. Is it safe to say that just talk about it? Just be transparent with it. Talk about all of that stuff. Would it be safe to say that?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. The consistency, as he mentioned, the young man mentioned in the video, is that we know what's going on. We know how you feel, and when
Yeah.
you start changing things, just because you're going through something, you change the routines. You
Yeah.
change,
Yeah.
as my friend says, the cadence that's going on in the relationship. And when you start changing
Yeah.
those things, that's when we start feeling we're not enough.
I just
What's
thought
wrong
about
with
something.
us?
Yeah, and I'm thinking about this now, and I'm hoping that the producer in the background can get this for me, Andrell. Yesterday, I think I shared with you. I'm looking for it. This was hilarious to me. This couple that had an argument, but they were in the car and they were whispering. Did I share it with you as well? I'm not sure if I did or not. I'm looking for it now so I can just find that because I thought it was comical to me, but it was also interesting on how this young couple decided to talk about the problems that they were having, and it was funny to me because they were talking about it, but they were whispering the whole time. I don't like the fact that you always go to the bathroom and you leave the door open. I don't want to smell it, and I'm just watching it and I was cracking up. So I don't
Mhm.
know if Andrell, you can pull that clip I sent you. If you can, let me know. Send me a message, let me know. I want to find that so I can show that too. I think I sent it to, oh, I got it here. Let me see how I can send this to her and have her see if she can upload this into the chat. But
Okay.
this is a prime example of what I'm talking about, how people are being consistent, trying to still have peace in the midst of, these issues that they're dealing with in the house. And so this couple decided to go into the car, get out the house. They went into the car
Mhm.
and they
Mhm.
whispered the whole entire thing. Now, I just sent it her. If she can't bring it up, I might be able to get it. I'm waiting to see if she sent me a message, but I think I can get it in my chat and share my screen. And I want to share this. If you didn't see it yet, I'm going to try to share this
I
with
don't
you
think I
real quick.
saw it. But when you mention whisper, that's important because when you start yelling, I'm gonna tune out.
Yes,
I'm not gonna hear you.
yes,
And
yes.
so the
That
whole
part.
whole point of all of this to feel the peace is to be able to hear you.
Right. And I totally agree. There's no reason to yell. I don't think there's a reason to do any yelling whatsoever. So I totally agree with you there. No argument there. I'm going to be honest. Yep, you're right. No argument there. Whisper, let's talk
Not
about
that it
this
doesn't
later.
happen. Not that it doesn't happen, but you want to minimize it as much as possible.
Okay, so right. So right. Okay, so now let me see. I got it on my screen and I'm going to try to share my screen as well. And I want you to see this. And I thought it was quite interesting, on how they handle this. So I'm going to share my screen, present or invite. Let's see here. Share my screen. Oh my gosh. Here we go with the notes on deny. Okay. Deny. Your browser blocked the screen. Sorry, so I can't do it. So I don't know. Let me see if we can get this in here. Hold on. Got a message in here. Okay, can't find it. I just sent it to you in a text. So check your text, Miss Perry. But anyway, until she finds it, let's just go on. But it's good. It's really good. So what you're saying is let me know. So this is where it gets interesting. In a relationship, our work and our daily interactions, people can sense the quality in us. So we operate from a place of consistent peace. We do that at work, and then now we should be able to bring that home. Not because we all have the answers or anything like that. We just need to make sure that we're bringing that home, right?
Yes.
Am I right on that? Okay, so
Definitely.
so
Definitely.
we bring it home, and so what happens when we think we're bringing it home, but there's still questions coming because is it supposed to be like you feel you're feeling what I'm trying to bring in the house? I'm supposed to bring peace in the house, right? Not only just bring home the bacon, but I'm supposed to bring home peace. So can you feel it like if I'm coming home and really don't want to discuss what the grandkids did or anything like that, or a bill that called? Can you feel that if I come home and I just say something like, okay, not now. Can we talk about that later? Is that a good way of saying it? Help us
That
out.
is, I
Help us
mean,
brothers out.
if we're in tune with each other, I should recognize that. We should recognize that. But if we don't, it's nothing wrong with stating it so that we know. Okay,
Okay.
may I have a minute or give me an hour? Let me go shower, change clothes, get myself together, and come back. And let's talk about your day too.
So
Or
boundary setting, right? Now
oh,
I'm
definitely
setting
boundaries.
I'm setting the
Hmm.
boundaries, right? And if I say to you, give me a
Hmm.
minute, you ain't gonna take it personal. Is that what you're saying? You're giving me the minute. Okay,
You
so the
should.
boundary setting
You
is an
should.
act of self-love, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Consistent peace requires protecting your energy. That part there. This means not to say things that deplete you unnecessarily or nourishes your soul, but it's making sure that we say it right. I want to make
Right.
sure that's what we're
Right.
looking at, right? We're going to say this right. So, got you. Okay. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. Thank you for making that clear on me. Great. Thank you. Because just being transparent. Listen, I tried that, and like I said, I realized that it wasn't me. It was the person that I was in the relationship with, where she would not respect my boundaries, and she took it as I have something else up my sleeve. When I'm saying, just give me a minute, I don't feel like talking. I just want to come home and watch. Um, um, okay, I think she says you got it. We can capture. We can try. Is that what she said? I think she said we could try. Okay, see if you can show it. Andrew, go ahead and throw it up here. Let me see. Do we need to move out the way? Okay, can you make that bigger? Can you show that? Yeah. Okay. See if that'll play. Yeah. Let's see if that'll play. Turn your volume up. Your, I think
It's
that's your.
muted.
It's muted.
Funny how whispers take the house.
I'm whispering.
I think it's funny how everything in the house has its own place. Unless we're talking about your skincare stuff. That's all over the counter in the bathroom.
Okay. But hear me out though. I be in a rush. And you the one that's like, we gotta be on time. So you know what that means.
That means you need to get up early.
No, that means I clean it up when we get back to the house later.
And then if you don't,
Then
exactly.
Because normally when we get back to the house, what you want to do? Exactly. So you want me to cut into that? Because if that's what you want, is that what you want?
You're being too loud. We're whispering.
You know what? Yo, and I need you to stop taking a dump with the door open. If I am in the bed and sleeping, I don't need that abrupt, disrespectful smell to wake me up. Okay? Because that ain't it. I love you, but we don't need to be that close. Do you get me?
You gotta love me for me.
Oh, said I didn't love you for you. I don't have to smell you.
That's a part of me.
No, that's the part of you that you can keep
The
privately.
good, the bad, the ugly, and the stinking.
I don't want to deal with the funkiness. That's optional. You can shut the door. You can courtesy flush. We got potpourri. Spray it. Why I gotta be woken up to that?
You're loud. It's a whisper.
Yo, doo-doo is loud. Next time somebody asks you if we're busy on Saturday,
Okay.
yes, we are until you talk to me.
But see, okay, wait, sorry about that. But that was their way of talking about stuff, but they made each other laugh. I thought that was hilarious. But that's the
That's a way of
relationship.
maintaining your peace.
That's
a
the way of maintaining the peace, because they took it out the house and they
Mhm.
got in the car and they went and discussed it. So that's another avenue people can think about and talk about when they talk about their relationships. Hey, go to some place, where you can go outside the house and have that conversation and just whisper what I'm talking about. And I thought that was so cool that people were actually doing that. So here's what I've learned. The time say, here's what I learned, and what I want to embrace: the consistency in peace. It's not a destination that you arrive to and maintain effortlessly. It's a practice. We have to practice this thing, and you return to it again and again, and we do this over and over and over. And some days you'll feel deeply centered, other days you'll feel scattered. Both parties of this is a journey, but that consistent peace, it's a journey, like you said, learning each other. If we're in tune in each other, right, we're
Mhm.
learning each other. We're learning each other. So
Yeah. Men and women have found consistency, and they share, one
yeah,
common trait. They stop waiting for external circumstances to
that's
align
it.
perfectly. I mean, everything's not going to align, but I just want to go back to the point that he made, is that if we feel that you care about us, if we feel that the trust is there, we feel
Okay.
that you have everything, our good, our being at
Right.
heart, meaning that you're thinking about us first, but we establish this before anything is bad. We're
Right.
establishing this early on, and so those are the piece that we can bring to a man. And a man is always looking for their piece, but you got to have our piece first to bring it to.
Consistency. So we have to initiate the consistency.
Absolutely.
We
You
have to
have
do
to
it.
initiate the consistency so that we feel comfortable. And
Right.
if things change, in which is allowed to change, but you have to be able to articulate that to us. That's why I feel that video articulated definitely what a woman feels.
Right.
I mean,
All right.
I can't say it any better. I couldn't said it any better.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we got a question on here or a comment, and I think it's Aquinas says consistency is also tied to integrity. That is true.
Absolutely.
We have been
Hmm.
taught that depending on relationship status, I don't owe you to be consistent in my behavior. We must understand that we have a responsibility to always show up with honor, integrity, regardless of the relationship status, right? And that is so hard
Absolutely.
understand in the heat of the moment, or like the show I like to watch, I call it In the Heat of the Night. We have to understand that, I watched the video last night, Marcus D. Wiley. He talked about, marriage and what it's supposed to look like and how it's looked like. And everybody says, oh yeah, once you get to that 5 year itch or whatever it is, and all of this stuff happens, and this was the woman of his dreams. I mean, but these things happen. So consistency is learned. Consistency is learned because we're learning each other. We're learning how to be consistent. And I think when one gets off of track, be open enough to say, oh, did I not do that? I'm sorry. Hey, forgive. No matter what I'm going through, I have to be like, okay, so you're right. You're right. So we have to be able to listen to what you're saying, shut our brains down for a minute and listen. Just listen to what's being said. So I want to leave you with this question to sit this week. Everybody that's watching and tuning in another time, I want you guys to listen to this. What would change in your life if you truly believe that peace is your natural state and everything else is just weather passing through? So what I'm taking from that, if my peace is natural, and that's what we want our every day to be peaceful.
Hmm.
And then when everything else that comes our way is just like the weather, it's passing through. Whether it's children, grandchildren. I always say children because we have children. So I'll say children, grandchildren, because those are the first things that come to our mind. And it's not that they're in trouble or doing anything, is that, they're just doing things that we don't agree with, the lifestyles, all of that stuff. To me, that's like weather passing by, situations on your job. It's like weather. Once I punch that clock, that's the old saying, at 5 o'clock, I'm done. I'm shutting my computer off. I'm leaving that office. So does whatever it was that was going there. That cannot come home because I'm naturally designed to have peace. And this is who I am. So I'm taking all of that off. Can't do nothing with it to bring it home. Not going to do anything for the relationship. You bring it home to you, and you're going to look at me like I'm not the job. That'll probably be your first look on your face. You probably won't say it. You'll just give that look like I'm not the job. So whatever that was, you might want to leave that on the job. And I get it. But a lot of men, we don't understand that now. And this is what I'm trying to instill in people. So that's one area I want us to really think about this week. You got anything that you want before we get out of here with that?
Just remember, beautiful souls, you don't have to earn peace. You
Hmm.
don't have to
Yeah.
be perfect. And your life to deserve your life, you deserve it. You definitely
You do.
deserve that peace. You
You do.
deserve it.
You
And
do.
peace is your birthright. It's definitely a birthright. People
Yeah.
don't know it, but it is a birthright.
It is a
And
birthright, right?
mhm,
Because when we were born and we was in our mother's arms, we were at peace because she made sure everything
absolutely,
was not right.
Absolutely.
And when we got hungry, we let her know we were hungry, and she fed us, and then we were back at peace.
Back at
That's
peace.
it, right? That's it. But listen, everyone, and Sandra, thank you for joining me today on the
You're
podcast.
welcome.
This is I'm hoping that this resonate with you and everyone else that tuned in. Share it with someone that needs to hear this. I think so many people need to hear this, and I'm going to send this out as much as I possibly can. And I always say, remember to embrace this journey. We got to embrace this journey as peaceful as we know how. Embrace this growth because all of this is growth. Look, I'm meeting you, and then you're tapping into me and saying, listen, you need to talk about this because I see that you are really digging deep into this. But nice meeting you, and thank you for doing this. And then most of all, embrace the peace that we already have within. And don't let anything disturb our peace. From this thing
Yeah.
forward, ain't nothing gonna disturb my peace. I mean that. I mean it because I'm tired of talking
We all
about this.
don't understand that. We all
We
don't
don't
understand.
understand it. We talk about it. We put on our Facebook page about what we want and what it's supposed to look like, all these beautiful quotes, and we don't even know how to apply it to ourselves. So that's where we are, and that's what we need to do. But listen, thank you again for joining me. Don't go nowhere. I'm gonna close us out, but I'm pick you up studio right now. I'm gonna close out, talk to everybody else, and so don't go nowhere. All right, don't hang up.
I
All
won't.
right, thank you again.
Thanks, Bracy.
Yep, you got it. Yeah, thank you all. Listen for joining in today. Don't forget to subscribe and rate and review the podcast, please. Join our community on social media, of course, continue the conversation and support one another on our journey of transformation. This is a journey of transformation. I'm working on a lot of things that is now transforming me, making me a better me, and only one that knows me better than me is me. God knows me first, but I know me second. So how can we pray for you is something I've always want to start mentioning and making sure that everybody knows about. We are concerned about your prayer life and who you are. So you can write us at Embrace the Community Podcast at gmail.com or leave us an anonymous prayer or text on the chaplain prayer line. That's 214-295-5628. Use that number, please. Let me see some people that really have some stuff that you're dealing with. Don't be afraid. This is all about transparency, and it's anonymous. And what we talk about in here stays in here as well. So once again, thank you for calling. Don't forget, I've also talked about the Buy Me a Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee is something that you can help support the Embrace It Community podcast. There's the QR code right there. You can scan the QR code and help support the Embrace It Community podcast. All right, as I journey on this way. But like I always say, I thank you. I thank you all for just being a part of this. This is really making me happy to see you here and coming in and listening, staying for a few minutes, staying for the whole entire thing. But I do get a lot of thanks afterwards, and I know that I'm doing my job. So once again, thank you all for coming in. And until we meet next week, I'm diving into a sensitive subject, domestic abuse. I have some really good information that we need to discuss about domestic abuse. So tell somebody about it. Next week's is going to be really, really, really good. We're talking about it. We're going to talk about this. Domestic abuse is not only just physical, but it's mental as well. The abuse that we go through in our relationships. So join me next Sunday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. if you are on the East Coast. Join me in for that conversation and let's talk about this thing. All right. I'm done. I thank y'all for joining in. And like I always say, I love you. And that's only because I love me first. So I'll see you on next Sunday. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you for listening to Embrace It, the community podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Follow the community podcast page on Facebook. Instagram, or YouTube. Please like and share the podcast with your community circle.